All right, welcome back. Our continuing coverage. We're trying to bring you some shots, and we'll get you some more shots on that intracoastal to get some reference points to it. And of course, we also have video coming in from different directions as Jason's going to roll in some of that. And once again, this is not a contest for us to try to leave anybody out or get some community ahead. We are at the liberty of law enforcement officials that we are riding with to get you footage of certain areas. So if they're in Dularge, we get that footage. If they're in Pointe-aux-Chenes, we get that footage. This is Dularge right now. We are waiting on other footage to come in, but sometimes these law enforcement vehicles get redirected, and guess what? We got to go with them. So we try to get you what we can, and that's pretty much how it works. So as the video comes in, I'm just going to ask Jason to roll different footage. I know we have footage of a lot of different areas, so on this segment we're going to try to get them all in and just let you sort of choose the area that you want to look at as we talk. Once again, on the set, we'll let his voice come over some of this footage also, is Councilman Alvin Tillman, along with Sergeant Faulk of the Houma Police Department. And Councilman Tillman, you know, this isn't your first rodeo either. We've had a few storms come through, and it seems to me, since Sergeant Faulk was sitting here all day, that the streets of the city of Houma have been pretty much business as usual. And that's surprising. It seems like business is going on, hasn't it?
Yes, Martin. It's kind of huge because normally if we get an event like this, you know, we have so much water on the road, and law enforcement would have to certainly close some of the roads down. But so far things have been going pretty good. Traffic been flowing. It really has. So like I said, that give back to the department and what Public Works are doing. So but the little breaks that we've been having with the rain coming and going, that's really been helping our system out. But as far as the flow of traffic, things been going pretty good.
Now in the southern part of the parish, if you live there and you're listening to me, you're not as excited. But I guess the saving grace, if you're on the southern part of the parish, and once again, Councilman Tillman, you've been to some of these areas. Have you seen a lot of water that has actually made it into homes, or is it just more or less property flooding?
It's more than actually. I got a phone call from a friend of mine this morning. Matter of fact, maybe about a half hour ago or so, along Bayou Terrebonne. Old man Mr. Jackson out there, his house flooded out, and that water coming out of Bayou Terrebonne, right there behind Terrebonne High School off of Park.
Okay.
And so the water flooded him out there, and he's hoping that maybe perhaps somebody can come up and give him some help. But Martin, I know that people have challenges right now with the water, but we just want to say to him, please, if you don't have to go out in it, don't go out in it, because the waves can have that water to go into people's home and certainly make people flood out. But at this time here, I haven't got many calls in terms of people flooding out, especially in the district that I represent.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a good sign in itself. There's going to be naturally some cleanup. Some businesses, as you just saw, have water in them. However, I can remember in storms past, especially before they made homes elevate in the southern part of the parish, much like this, that a lot of homes had water in it. I always go back to that shot of a white-haired gentleman wading in the water, and I can't remember his name. I'm sure somebody will email me and tell me, and I wish they would, because that shot sticks in my mind. But as the homes became elevated and the water went under them, it sure makes it easier when the water recedes for people just to get it, clean up the yard instead of cleaning up their house, right?
Yes, definitely. Martin, I tell you, I don't know what some of the people would do if their home wasn't elevated. I mean, I wish we had money to just about elevate every house out there. But, man, when you look at that, that's amazing. But certainly, I know they got a big relief knowing that now they can surpass the high water that normally they would get inside of their home. So, man, that is fantastic. But like I said, if we had enough money to get them all raised, we would do that.
And there we can see the current loop as it makes its way through, and it's trying to get up on land, and we're hoping that system's going to be picked up by the other system and get out of here, because that's what we want. But as you can see, that tail end, and let me once again point out, because every time we come on and show you, it's clearing a little bit. a while ago it was here. Now you can see daylight here. So that whole system is going to eventually shift to where it's past us, and we'll be done with it. But it's going to take a little while. You still have these back winds that are going to continue to pump in for quite some time. And it's the tail end of these things. I got to tell you, just when you think you get past them and that tail end starts kicking, like Gustav, called Gustav, that south wind came for a long time, and you're going, when is this thing going to stop? But hopefully once this thing tracks more towards the east, we're going to have some relief in it. And let me ask you this, Councilman Tillman, the mindset of the people, still resilient, still working hard?
Martin, still resilient, still working hard. That's one thing about the people of Terrebonne Parish. I mean, we've been through events like this before, and our people are very, very resilient people. I mean, they're going to take it, tuck it in, and get out there and do what they have to do. And that's the beautiful thing about Parish of Terrebonne. We know what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and we're just going to do it. When these events come along and they want to kind of hang around a while, I always say that the events come in and they want to dance with you, but we're not looking for all the dancing with you. We want to get you to come in here and get on out of here, but we prefer you not to come. But our people are people that when we're down, we're going to back up, jump up, and help each other out. That's what we do.
Absolutely.
I look at the fire department, the police department, and how these guys getting out there doing what they're supposed to do, working along with community to make sure that we have a chain link that's going to not only break, but we're going to have a chain link that's going to stay together and start pushing forward, and they're doing that.
And Kyle, I know a lot of times, and we give y'all a lot of credit to police forces, and we should, because y'all are out there, but also y'all work hand in hand a lot of times with those fire departments, and it's, they're sort of the unsung heroes too sometimes. They do a lot of work.
That's correct. The fire department's responding to medical calls. But Martin, we work well with everyone. And obviously with this storm event, on behalf of the police department, we'd like to thank all the citizens of Terrebonne Parish for working with us and remaining vigilant and staying at their homes and not being out on the highway sightseeing, because it sure makes the job of law enforcement and EMS and fire personnel, as well as all the parish workers that are out there, a lot easier to access issues that we have to get to. So a big thanks to the public for bearing with us and having patience with this storm and waiting through it. And hopefully we'll all better continue business as usual as soon as this thing gets out of here.
All right. Well, there you have it. What we're going to continue to do is look at some Bayou Blue footage, and then we're going to keep moving the footage around to give you a better look at it. And I do know that we also have Golden Meadow footage. We have footage from Lafourche, and we're going to continue to move some of the video around. We are waiting to get you some good shots of the Intracoastal Canal so that you can have a reference as to actually how high that water normally is. And I'm very familiar with the Intracoastal because I live right on it. If I walk out my back door and I walk too far, I'm in it. Right. So, but I've seen the Intracoastal. I remember the first time I moved out that way and the first storm came through, which happened to be Hurricane Andrew, and I'm going, woo, this is not a good place to be. But every storm that's passed, it seems to me, I don't care if it's a tropical event or a Hurricane Ike or whatever, that Intracoastal gets up, but then it also disperses a lot of water because it's so doggone long. It goes from Texas to Miami, so it acts as a conduit to get the water out, and certainly that's a good thing. So it can scare you either way on a tropical event or on a category 3 or 4 that was 180 miles away. It seems to me there's not much difference in the elevation of water. There is on the coastline, but not on the Intracoastal Canal. So what we'll do, we'll take a break. We are expecting the parish president in short order, and certainly we'll keep and we'll continue to update you, so don't go away.